After an absolute insane earnings week, these are some of the top stocks that I'm watching this week to run the wheel strategy on. Yo, what is going on, premium chasers? I hope you're having a God blessed day. Today, every single person that comments down below is going to get the ebook called The Deadly Sins of Option Sellers, a must read for any new or veteran wheel strategy option seller. So if you want that full list, drop a comment down below and it's yours free. And please, while you're down there, hit that like button and that subscribe button. But guys, we coming off a heater of a week, right, guys? A lot of people were burned, and I feel for you, right? But this is why I always say, don't have your contracts expiring during earnings week, right? We see a lot of people getting assigned stuff when they thought they were just going to be expiring worthless, and that's why it's so fun to run the wheel strategy and sell options during earnings, because it's not uncommon to see, 10% drops in a stock that we can then jump into some cash secured put on and potentially get out pretty quickly. So obviously, we had an insane earnings week, okay? We're going to talk about some of these companies that are setting up nicely for me, at least this week, right? We're still in earnings season, right? So we now have some big ones coming up this week, guys. We got Palantir Monday. We have Hims, right? There's so many. McDonald's, Disney, Shopify, right? There is a ton of very, very busy earnings week coming up as well. Maybe not as busy as the last week, but still some big heavy hitters. Arista, AMD, right? SMCI, some very, very big ones. Honest. I mean, the list goes on. So expect another very busy week. Going into the public portfolio here on the channel, we have officially sold, right, our shares of SoFi. We have those shares called away. We locked in almost a 24% gain. Yo, I'm fine with that. I am fine with that. That freed up some collateral, and I'm going to be sharing with you guys what play I'm going to be jumping into here, hopefully at the open tomorrow. But without further ado, let's jump into those wheel strategy setups that I'm paying attention to this week. The first one, guys, let's get it. Let's get it. Reddit. You guys know, OGs on the channel, that I've talked about this one for a long time. Listen, I'm no investment guru, but look, I love Reddit, and I know a lot of people love Reddit, and I have a very high conviction in Reddit. And listen, it's nice to see this thing come back, right? Because it's been getting beat up here. Cost basis for me isn't the best here by any means. For me, obviously, blew past that top Bollinger Band, trading at like 187. And I'm just looking at the covered calls, baby. I'm just watching them covered calls all day for this thing this week, and continuing to do that. Now, quick little strategy with covered calls when stocks are blowing up on you, right? Number one, obviously, if you already have your covered calls in, be okay selling them. That's what I'm all about. But if you have some extra shares, I like to, if it's like blowing up, like Reddit, 17.5%, I just will do offload a little bit. I'll do the 200s or the 195s, and I'm not just gonna put them all out there. That's just me. You can just do them all out there. It's totally up to you. But listen, at the levels that it's at right now, I do think this thing will have a bit of a pullback. We saw a lot of companies drop 10+% or shoot up 10+%. Listen, IV crush is real. We're coming back to reality on some of these companies this week, especially going into next week as well. All right. Next company I'm watching is Amazon. Took a bit of a dump here. I wanted to come drop down a bit further, though, towards its 300-day moving average of $200 before I jump into this. Okay, now a lot of companies, obviously, we see since April have a chart like this. Everything has just been taking off. But listen, this is real, guys. We were hanging out in this greed and extreme greed. And I don't know about you guys, but I got this feeling in my stomach that there's a bigger pullback coming soon. And I'm just kind of taking it easy right now, especially since being in earnings season. Unless the setup is absolutely beautiful and I have just an insane conviction in it, I'm just staying patient right now, sizing small with everything, right? And just waiting, guys. That's the best part about being an option seller. I don't need to have FOMO. I don't have to risk anything, right? I'm collecting interest. I don't care, right? I'll go into some puts if on some great companies if I want to, but I'm waiting because I think we're coming I think we're coming back to extreme fear right after this earnings season. I do believe that. Maybe not so soon, but look how quickly we came from extreme greed back to this neutral territory here. That was just literally in this past week, right? So, this market, everything's a tweet or an X post away. What are we calling them nowadays? But I would love to see Amazon drop back down towards those 200 levels, maybe even below that. I'm hoping for some more opportunities, guys, because April was very, very nice. Listen, I'm gonna look, that's where you got to put the big boy pants on and not be scared to run those cash secured puts or just do some buy rights. Like you really can't, because that's where the gains are made, right? You can make some serious gains during those times where we have these insane dips, or the 1 month bear market of April, right? And a lot of people made a lot of money during that time. All right. Moving on to the next one, and that is Palo Alto Networks, guys. My gosh, off a cliff. One of my higher conviction, not super high conviction, but in my like top 10 high conviction list. You guys know I love the IT networking security kind of products, and this is the big dog in the game. Just off a cliff, off of 204, down below its 300-day average of 180, right? So I'm just going to continue. This one maybe isn't one of my ride or dies, but I'm going to keep sizing small into this one. Now, obviously doing cash secured puts on this ain't no lightweight, right? That's 17 grand locking up for some cash secured puts on this bad boy. Now, for that's a lot of capital, especially right with the feeling I'm having about the market and the pullback that I believe is going to be happening. However, listen, like if Palo Alto Networks keeps dropping here, I'm gonna keep doing some cash secured puts. I'm gonna be looking at the stuff under the 160s at this point on this thing if this continues to see a drop, and it's just been ping-ponging here. So we're going to see what happens with Palo Alto this week. Next one that is setting up nicely is QCOM. Again, this is kind of like my niche. I like this is kind of like my niche of products, trading already below the 200 and 300-day moving average. Honestly, not that far off from its lows in April. I mean, still far off, about $20 off, but I'm watching this very, very heavily for some cash secured puts as well. Nothing currently, still a bit more of on the expensive side, doing 1 or 2 contracts here. That's locking up about $15,000, maybe, $13,000 for a single contract at the 130s. For me, it's all about what is the premium though, guys. I can't stress it enough. I don't base my decision 100% off technicals, because technicals are BS as we could see, right, this week, right? Nobody expected a lot of the things that happen. They're good technicals. I do always look at the technicals, basic technical analysis, look at the Greeks and stuff. But at the end of the day, none of that freaking matters. The only thing I care about is a very, very simple thing. What is my ROI on collateral? So I'm watching that, right? So I don't know what those options contracts are going to be, if they're going to be, if they're going to get me in line with that percentage that I want on my collateral on a monthly basis, then I'm going to do it. If I have to shift it to a weekly in order to hit my ROI goal, then I'll do it, right? And this is where you have to really become more confident as an option seller, right? Like, should I do the weekly or should I, like, you got to go in there and like run the numbers for yourself, or, if you're in like a mastermind group, like ask, some other people in there or whatever. Like, join our free Facebook group. You can always post up in there for help, right? Like there is resources out there for you guys to bounce ideas off of, is what I'm trying to say. Look, one thing I always did as an option seller is I always siloed myself, and I'm telling you that my game has gotten 10 times better since starting this YouTube channel, because now I have so much exposure to so many different people's trade ideas, setups that they're doing, why they're doing them. Like, I'm telling you, do it. Just like go involve yourself with other people doing this. Your game's going to get better so much faster. Like, I'm telling you, just join our free Facebook, join other people's Facebook. I literally don't care, right? But I'm telling you, for your best interest, right? Like, surrounding yourself with people that are like, sharing ideas and stuff. It's going to make your game so much better. I can't stress it enough. All right, next one I'm watching. There is going to be Ford. Okay, Ford. I want to see it a little bit lower, guys. I'm going to be honest with you. I want to see this closer to that 1040 range. I would like to get at least below its 300-day moving average. It's just at 1082, but I want to jump into this thing with the public portfolio. There's another stock I'll be sharing with you guys here in a moment that I'm looking at for the public portfolio. So it's going to be between Ford. I love Ford because I get that dividend, right? I get that very sweet dividend here, right? So like for me, that's key, especially if I'm going to be stuck holding the bag on this thing. And I don't even mind owning Ford in the 10s. I genuinely don't. This thing has always kind of been in that, obviously April dropped down to like that 870-ish level, but it's always kind of hanging around that, let's just say $8.50 to $10 $10 range. So that's perfect for me because, you know, if you understand the wheel strategy, you understand Ark Options, which is just the better version of the wheel strategy, in my opinion. If you don't know what that is, obviously click the link in the description, or the first link in the description. You're going to learn how we create 5 sources of income and premium generation with a simple option strategy that we can literally do in like 30 minutes a week, literally, if that. But with that said, I love sideways stocks. Sideways stocks like this, man, they're great. These kind of sideways stocks are fantastic for Ark Options, and then layer in on that dividend, baby. That's just the icing on the cake, especially a juicy dividend that Ford does. Last one that we're looking at, I mean, there's a bunch, guys. I'm actually going to go over a couple more. Fiverr, right? Still setting up very, very nicely off a cliff here as well for the past couple weeks. I love it, right? We're right where we're at, right? We're going to be testing this level here and see what kind of support we're actually going to be getting, right? We're kind of right at the levels that we were at in April here. And so I'm paying attention to this. Cash secured put very, very heavies on this one. So I'm between Ford or going into Fiverr for my cash secured puts on the public portfolio, right? Because we do have some extra capital, and I'll touch base on that in just here a second. And then SoFi, guys, I'm probably not going to talk about it much, but you know, no video is complete unless we see a much bigger pullback, which I believe we will see in the coming weeks. I'm not going to be getting into this right now anytime soon. Current open positions, right? We have a couple puts on American Airlines, or we got a couple puts on American Airlines, 2 puts on that, and then we have our 750 puts on Snapchat right now. We've got some freed up capital, about $2,000 in freed up capital. Okay, I don't mind dipping into that margin a little bit if I want to do like the 21s on Fiverr here. Okay, I'm going to be watching that. I'm looking for a good ROI on collateral goal. I want to pump my ROI on collateral goal closer to the 3% because I have to make up for a couple crappy rolls that SoFi put me in, but it's all good. And then most importantly, my crappy Campbell's soup trade where I fat fingered the damn trade. But this is our current trade log, as you guys are seeing, right? We have our cash secured put on American Airlines, which gave us an just about a 2% return on our collateral, right? Locked up to $2,200. Got about $43 in premium, and then we have our 750 snap where we locked up 750 for about $18 or $17 in premium, giving us a 2.31% return. Both of those are expiring here shortly. I mean, not very far away, 20 days away. So those are looking really, really nicely. We will see what happens if I get assigned. I have no problem owning either of these at those levels. So we will be paying attention to both of those heavily. Airline stocks are getting beat up. Let's go take a look at American Airlines right now. Absolutely beat up. We are just about at $11 here. I'm obviously recording this on a Sunday, guys. Just at 11. So who knows? Maybe we'll be taking our assignment on American Airlines. Fine by me. I know I know airlines have been struggling a lot lately. You know what? That comes with the territory. If I take assignment, not a problem. We'll just be running our covered calls on American Airlines, and that's what we're going to be doing, guys. If you want to learn more about selling options and collecting premiums from the market, whether it goes up, down, sideways, click the first link in the description of today's video. You're going to learn about the Ark Options Strategy. You think you know the wheel, well, you're losing a ton of money if you're just running the wheel strategy. You need to clog all of those leaky holes in the bucket that is the wheel strategy, and that's why I developed the Ark Options Strategy. Click the first link in the description of today's video. It's only a 7-minute video. I'm not here to waste your time, but you're going to learn more about what that is. And then if you want to join our incredible mastermind, giving you all the resources, trade ideas, daily pre-market calls, a ton of other things to make your option selling journey a little bit easier. You'll be able to book a call with me and my team. No high pressure sales. We just like to, make sure that this is a non-toxic environment. People sharing ideas, helping one another out. Okay, so click the first link in the description of today's video, guys. Remember, sell options, collect premiums, repeat. I'll see y'all tomorrow.